So this next question goes to opening of capsules, mixing it up, and using it. So if you're having a hard time swallowing a capsule and you're opening it up and you're emptying the contents of the entire capsule and you're putting it in applesauce and then swallowing it, it's okay to do that. But this is what I'm going to say is that when we compound capsules, they're little itty bitty things. If we're putting 0.5 milligram dispersed out throughout that entire capsule, the complete volume of that capsule, if it's a number 3 capsule, which is, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch long, it's just an itty bitty thing. There's probably 130 to 140 milligrams of filler in there and 0.5 milligram of naltrexone. If you open it up, there's still going to be a residual inside the capsule. And just because there's no way you can get it all out, there's going to be some clinging to the inside of that either gelatin or vegetable-based capsule. So I hope it all comes out. But honestly, I never advocate people to open their capsules, dilute it. There's also questions out there of, my capsule is made in microcrystalline cellulose. Microcrystalline cellulose is not water soluble. So I want to open my capsule, put it in water, and separate so that the water volume will contain just the 4.5 milligrams of naltrexone and the microcrystalline cellulose will be at the bottom. Nope, that's not how it works. I'm sorry, but that's really not how it works. Microcrystalline cellulose does absorb some water. It's not 100% water soluble, but it does capture water. Because naltrexone as a molecule attracts water, it is hygroscopic. It likes water. It really depends on how the compounding pharmacy started with naltrexone. Did they start with naltrexone hydrochloride or naltrexone anhydrous? The reason for that is because the anhydrous is going to attract less water than the hydrochloride. What that also means is that it may take up more or less water from the environment. It may take up less or more water when you toss it back as well. So please do not open your capsules. Naltrexone is really bitter. Blech. I mean, it is bitter. It's really hard to mask that bitterness. Even when we're compounding a liquid and we've got a mortar and pestle and we're adding things, sometimes we have to use chemicals that will block the bitterness to make it much more palatable. So if we're making a liquid, whether you actually swallow or put in the buccal cavity, like around inside the cheek, along the gum line, or under the tongue, that makes a big difference. That also goes back to a very frequently asked question that I'm gonna answer here, because this question comes up a lot. And crazy thing is that there's even providers out there that really don't understand pharmacy. And in my professional opinion, they need to stay in their own lane and let the pharmacists handle these. Is that naltrexone commercially available tablets? They're 50 milligram tablets. They're commercially made with lactose, fillers, colorants, that sort of thing. Because the bottle says 50 milligrams, that doesn't mean that there's exactly 50 milligrams in that tablet. Because they are generic, in the United States, the FDA allows for a 10% variability, which means that 50 milligram tablet might be 45 milligrams, or it could be up to 55 milligrams. Now, I doubt that chemical company is actually putting more active ingredient in there. So my thought is it's probably between 45 and 50. But you don't know. I don't know. Even when I order a bottle from a wholesaler and I count it out, there's no way for me to know that batch has been tested and is 45, 47, 48, 49, 50 milligrams. I don't know. In fact, tablets within that batch are going to vary as well. So you don't know. So if you are looking to take 3 milligrams or 3.5 milligrams, the more you dilute that 50 milligram tablet, the wider your variability is going to be. And it's going to be very difficult to hone in on a perfect dose for you. Please don't do that. I do understand that sometimes that is the difference between a patient being able to afford a medication and not, because a lot of people who really, really need low dose naltrexone have had autoimmune issues or a wide variety of debilitating diseases, health problems for a lot of years, and they're not being able to work. And so they're literally living on a stipend through government funded monies. I get that. But it's also taken you decades and many, many doctors to get to where you're at, to actually find someone to prescribe the low dose naltrexone for you. Do your absolute best to take care of yourself inside and out. And in doing so, please leave it to the professional compounders to make you a professional product so that you can ensure that the medication that you're getting has been tested, verified, and it is the potency that you're being dispensed. Very, very important. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. We get a lot of those questions. If you're having a hard time swallowing the capsule because you've got esophageal strictures or narrowing, or capsules just get stuck, you can do one of two things. You can coat the capsule with a little bit of butter to get it down, or you can just simply have your dose made into a liquid. Sometimes liquids are even less expensive than capsules. So it just really depends on your compounding pharmacy, but that's what I would do, because liquids can also be flavored. Because like I said, when you open that capsule up, it's going to be bitter.